They left the highway because the rain made the lanes disappear. A red neon sign said vacancy. The building was a single strip of rooms with a small lobby at one end. The parking lot reflected the sign in shallow puddles. Inside, the clerk slid over a brass key labeled 6. His voice was calm, practiced. Ice machine down the hall. Vending machines out of order. Room 6 smelled like a place cleaned the same way for years. Beige walls, patterned bedspread, old TV, landscape print slightly tilted. The bathroom door stuck and then gave. The air conditioner hummed one low note. They left the room to find dinner. The hallway stretched both directions with matching doors and the same worn carpet. They followed the exit sign and pushed through the door into another hallway, identical to the first. They tried the other direction. Same result. They told themselves it was stress and weather and went back to the room. The clock read 2 o'clock and never advanced. Their phones showed time but no signal. The TV turned on by itself and showed a view of the bed from high in the corner. 2 figures under the spread. Leah and Sam looked at the screen, then at each other. On the TV, the figures did not move. Sam pulled the plug. The screen hesitated, then went dark. They tried the hall again, marking turns by making scuffs on the baseboard. No lobby, no stairwell. Every door was marked 6 and open to a room identical to theirs. They made a plan. Stay together, keep the door in sight. Try each door in order. Door 1, room 6. Door 2, room 6. Door 3, room 6. They stopped at their own doorway and looked in. 2 people lay under the spread. Leah reached toward the woman's shoulder. The woman opened her eyes. It was Leah. The man was Sam. The air felt heavier. The room phone rang. Leah answered. A calm voice said, "Checkout time." She asked how to reach the front desk. The line went quiet. From here, they kept it simple. Open a door, walk. If nothing changes, turn back. They opened 4 different doors in a row. Each one was labeled room 6. Sometimes the blinds were shut, sometimes open. The furniture never changed. On their 5th try, they opened a door into a corridor and heard a television playing behind them inside the room they had just left. They split up without meaning to. Leah followed a sign that said front desk with an arrow pointing left. The next sign pointed right. Sam tried doors until the repetition made his hands shake. He called Leah's name and heard his voice answer from 2 directions. They found each other again in front of room 6. Inside, the bed was empty. The TV showed an overhead view of the same bed with 2 figures asleep. Leah stood and watched herself sleeping on the screen. Sam turned the TV off. The screen switched to a live view of the hallway instead, as if the camera had moved. It showed Leah and Sam standing in the hallway. Sam unplugged the set again. This time it stayed off. The room phone rang again. Sam picked up and said they were lost. The voice said, "You are in room 6. Sam asked what happens next. The voice said, "It's time for bed." They tried an emergency exit. It opened to a short connector hall that met the same corridor from the other side. Wherever they went, the carpet and numbers stayed the same. The building felt small and endless at the same time. Back in room 6, the clock still read 2 o'clock. They ate a stale granola bar, drank tap water that tasted like old pipes, and sat on the edge of the bed. They didn't sleep. The sky lightened outside, but the time on the clock never changed. The rain eased to a shine. The lot looked rinsed and empty. The neon signs still burned. They opened the door again. The hallway waited, quiet. Leah said they should stop trying to solve it. Sam said maybe stopping is the only way through. They stood together in the middle of the corridor and listened. The building hummed. Somewhere a TV clicked on in a room that should have been theirs. Somewhere a phone rang and no one picked up. They turned back toward room 6. The door was closed. The tag on their key looked worn around the edges, like they'd been carrying it for years. Leah put the key in the lock, but then stopped. They stood there while the hallway lights hummed and settled. The phone rang once somewhere down the corridor and went quiet. They didn't go in. They didn't leave. After a while, they slid down the wall and sat on the carpet with the key between them. The time on their phone stayed at 2 o'clock. The building kept breathing around them, steady and practiced, like a place that knows what to do with people who stop moving. Far off, a bell rang once, and the sound carried. The lobby waited the way lobbies wait. The clerk stood behind the counter with the register open to a blank page. Headlights slid across the glass and stopped. A new couple stepped in, out of the damp night. He smiled like he knew them and slid a brass key across the counter. The tag read 6. The neon buzzed. Somewhere down the corridor, a phone rang and no one picked up.